I'm like feel like really shaky. I feel like I'm gonna have a fucking anxiety attack in the middle of it, or my lashes are probably gonna fall off from like, I don't know. I don't really like talking about shit that happened to me, and I don't like really like going down memory lanes, especially shitty ones. But I just thought maybe this could help some of y'all. And if my voice seems like kind of cracky or something like that, I'm sorry. It's just really hard. Um, and just like kind of thinking about it and stuff like that, it was really hard. Like I don't know. I don't even know if I want to film this video. But um, we're just gonna do it. I guess we're just gonna film this video. So going out shows, I've been on the road. I don't care where I go, long as I get paid. Bad little vibe, she been on my mind. So, in the beginning of ninth grade, I was talking to this kid. We're gonna name this kid Chode. You know, Chode. So, me and Chode were talking for a while actually, but we ended up going to different high schools. So we kind of talked like I think summer of 8th grade, or like we were kind of like kind of had like a not really like a thing, but we were just kind of flirting here and there, back and forth, whatever, whatever. And then it kind of became a thing in ninth grade. But he didn't want to go out with me because basically we didn't go to the same high schools, and he just thought like, oh yeah, like I really like you, but I just like we just go to different high schools, like it just wouldn't work, like it's just it wouldn't work. So so oh my god. So I was like, oh yeah, I get that. I mean, that like it really sucks or whatever, but I still really liked him, so I just still wanted to talk. So, like, fuck it, whatever, I don't care, right? But a week after he told me that, I had gotten kicked out of the ninth of the school that I was going to in ninth grade because well, I was just being like a bad little girl. Like in ninth grade, I was just like such a like I was really obnoxious. Fuck, I don't even know how to say it, but I was just very like immature and stuff like that, and I ended up getting kicked out and all that. And I originally wanted to go to Birmingham because I wanted to go to Birmingham so bad because people are just so cute there, and I just felt like it was like one of those movie schools, like like when you're a freshman and you just like want to fucking go to school like how it is in the movies. Like it's nothing like the movies. It fucking sucks. But that's just kind of what I thought about Birmingham. If you guys don't know what Birmingham is, it's just a school in the valley. But he didn't go to Birmingham, and I really wanted to go out with him, like a dumb bitch. I decided to go to the other school. So I said, no, 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 no. Like I want to go to this school. I want to go to this school. Like this school is better. Blah blah blah. So I went ahead and I texted him, and I was like, hey, guess what? Like I'm going to like this school, like the school that he was going to. I'm not gonna say the name just because like I just not gonna say the name. But I was just like, I'm gonna go to that school, and maybe we could go out like a dumb bitch. But before that had happened, I did get physical with him, meaning me and Toad, you know, which was okay. Like I'm not gonna bullshit with you guys. Like I'm not the type of person to just say like, oh, you have a small dick, you have a big dick, you have a small dick, you have a big dick, right? But I remember that after that happened, I was with my friend because we had went like on a like date, like me and him, and then his friend, and then my friend. And I told him like, oh, we just did, like I'm not gonna lie, it was like small, like it really didn't feel good, but I don't care because I like him. And I'm just like saying this because like you guys will like I'll later on tell y'all, but I'm not like just saying this because he would have everything that he's done or whatever. I'm just saying this because I wish that I had the balls to fucking say it, because it wasn't even all that, and I don't know, like you guys will know like later on, but I'm just gonna continue because then I'm gonna get off subject. But that's why his name is Chode. Like I'm not really just trying to be here like, oh, because I'm mad, because I'm not gonna lie, like there's an ex that I hate, but homeboy got it. homeboy got it. I mean, I hate him, but I'm not gonna fucking I'm not gonna fucking bullshit anyone. So yeah, so we did get physical or whatever, which was one of my biggest regrets. In ninth grade, I don't think that anyone should be having sex. Sex fucked up my life in ninth grade really, really bad. Um, because I don't know, like I had a lot of personal issues. Um, and I always thought that like if you had sex, like they would love you and they would be with you, and I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff that has happened to me in the past that I don't want to talk about, but that just kind of made me believe that. And fuck, fuck my life. Okay, fuck. Oh my god. I don't want to cry. Like I don't want to be that bitch. But there's just stuff that has happened, and I just believe that I don't know. So don't have sex in ninth grade. Hopefully by the end of this video, you will know why to not fucking have sex in ninth grade. But I ended up moving to that school, and I was so happy because I was like, I'm gonna be going out with him. Like he's gonna be my boyfriend. No, bitch. You're a dumb bitch. I went and we would be like holding hands, and he would hang out with me and he would kiss me, and I just felt like, wow, like this is really gonna be my boyfriend. Like this is really what I wanted. Like this is exactly what I wanted. But he just didn't ask me out yet. Like he just didn't make it official, and it was just like weeks was going on. Like weeks were going by, and he was just like not asking me out, and I was like a little confused, like what the fuck, but I just kind of brushed it off because like he would kind of talk to me. I mean, like acted like we were going out kind of in a way, but he never really made it official or anything, right? um so I'm gonna like kind of, this is like, okay, so when we would be like, this is important because it's part of the whole why I stopped going to ninth grade and stuff like that. So I till this day I don't really know what it was that he was doing or what was happening or how to put like how to like explain this whole thing. Like being very aggressive, not in the way that he would get mad and start beating me, but he was very aggressive. Like he would randomly like start rushing me, like legit rushing me, like punching me, and I would get like bruises. But he would say like, oh, that's just how I play around, like that's just how I play around. So in my head I was just thinking like, oh well, like that's just how he plays around. And then like I would be sitting next to him, and then out of nowhere he would just come and sock me so hard in my leg, and I would be like, what the fuck, like, and then I would have bruises. And that's just like how he would always like play around with me. Like I don't know, but it was kind of fucked, like I don't know why the fuck, he was doing that to me. Like I don't know, like I didn't know what it was, because it wasn't like domestic violence, I guess, because he wasn't like getting mad and just beating me, but he would just be like playing around beating me. Like I don't know, like I don't understand what it is. I don't know, like some people told me like, nah, like maybe that's just how he plays around. And some people told me like, you should never allow anyone to hurt you, doesn't matter how it is. Some people say it's like manipulation. I don't know, it was just all really confusing, and I just didn't understand what it was. By the way, I'm sorry about my nose. It's probably like, mm, just ignore that. But it was really confusing for me. I didn't really know what it was, but he would like keep on, doing that, and I would actually legit get bruises. So I'm only telling you this because it's gonna be important for later on. Um, so one day I was ditching, and oh sorry, I'm like so off topic. Okay, so like that happened, and then he kind of stopped, yeah, like showing me off. He stopped like holding my hands or kicking it with me or kissing me or stuff like that. He was very low key about everything, and I was just like, like what the fuck, and it kind of like started to get to the point that we just didn't talk anymore. Like not like talk anymore, but it just didn't seem like we even had a thing anymore. It just seemed like, I don't know, it was just really weird. And one day I was ditching, and the bell rang, and everyone came out and was like, you're a hoe, you're a slut, fuck you. Like, I heard you, fuck. Oh my god. I fucking said the name like I'm not gonna, like, you, like, I probably cut it off, but fuck, I said the name. Like, I heard you fuck Chode, like, you and Chode fucked, you and Chode did this. There was a lot of stuff that I heard that was not true at all, that I was just like, what the fuck? They're like, nah, like, he had told everyone, and I don't know how that shit went, like, from, like, just, like, I didn't know that, that once the bell ring, like, that shit just gonna fuck up my whole life. And he told the whole school, you know, that we fucked, and like some bullshit ass lies, and like all this stuff, and he just said like all of this stuff, and everyone would be like slut shaming me, like you're this, like I don't want to like kick it with you no more, like fuck nah, I don't fuck with you, blah blah blah. And it was really hard because like I would just like try my hardest to go to school, but no one fucked with me. You know, everyone would give me bad looks. Everyone would just kind of be dogging me. Everyone would be like telling me stuff or be like, "Bruh, she's such a slut," or like, you know, like they would just like I would just walk by and they would say some side comments and I would pretend like I didn't hear, but like, bitch, obviously I heard you, like. And it was kind of hard because I went for him and his friends were basically my friends, so I didn't really have any friends. But shout out to Emily, Lily, Max, and Stephanie. You guys don't know who that is, but they're real as fuck because they like ended up like being like with me, like ended up being like, you know, like we're gonna be there for you or whatever. And they were like mostly like they were his friends, they weren't my friends, but they still like stayed or whatever. um so I don't know if they watch my stuff. I'm pretty sure they don't. I have a feeling they don't. Probably Emily does, maybe, I don't know. But shout out to her. But yeah, it was hard. And then but like I ended up kicking it with them like towards kind of like the end. And I'll get to that later on, but like I just want to mention that because it's not like I didn't have anyone. I did have them kind of towards the end. um, but that happened, and then my mom saw bruises on me, and I had mentioned earlier that he would like rush me and do all this stuff, and he's like, "What? Like, why do you have that?" He's like nothing. It's nothing, you know. They're like, "Oh, like, are they beating you? Are they picking at you?" I'm like, "No, like, you know, it's nothing. It's just like." And then I had explained to her like what happened on, and I told her like, "But it's just that's how he plays around. That's how he, you know, does this." And and my, oh my god. Oh my god. My mom went through that with my dad, so like an actual like abuse. So she kind of took it as something like, you know, like, no, like that's not okay. Like you don't let anyone like touch you like that. Like you don't allow that. Oh my god, hold up, I'll be back. Okay, I'm sorry. Like this is really hard to tell, and I never open up to anyone. I never really talk about this kind of stuff just because it's very personal. And I don't like sharing, but I just feel like this is important. Just so I'm just gonna continue because I just, you know. So she told me like, you know, I don't allow that. Like you should never allow anyone to hit you. You should never allow anyone to do this to you and that to you. And at that time, it was just I was just having a hard time because I was getting bullied at school so bad because decided that he thought it was like, oh yeah, like yeah, I fucked her. Like he got all this and I got shit, you know, like, and it was really hard. And I would just like, you know, and she's like, we're gonna go to the principal. And I literally cried. I'm like, no, 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 like you can't go to the principal. Like no, like that's no, like no one does that. Like because in high school, like, you know, you don't snitch. Like you don't go to the principal. Like that's boo boo ass shit. Like, you know, like you're gonna get shit for it. Excuse. um like you don't, yeah, like you don't do that. Like you just you don't do that. Like, you don't go and you don't go snitch, especially because it just could become worse. And I didn't even know kind of like what it was or whatever, but I did know that he would, rush me and he would punch me in my leg, and it wasn't that he was mad, and it was his reaction. It was just like we're chilling and out of nowhere he just started doing that. And I told my mom, like, and I begged her, like, please, like, I don't want to go, and I was even crying, like, no, like, it's already hard enough for me at school. And she's like, no, like, this is not okay, like, and then we ended up going to the dean's office, and we and she ended up telling them, and I told them, like, what had happened, and I explained to them, like, I don't think that this is domestic violence at all. I don't think that I wasn't even dating this kid. Like, I don't think that he did it in any way. I think that he was just playing around, and the dean also took it like, no, like, this is not okay. Like, no one should leave you bruises. No one should play around with you like that. Like, we don't play like that. Especially it's like a guy and a female. Like, you don't do that. Like, did anyone else see him like rush you or punch you or any of that? And I had told him two names because I was sure that they were gonna like tell him, like, well, yeah, like, I did see that, but of course they didn't. They backed him up because it was Cho's friend, and who the fuck am I, the new girl? Who cares, right? And I loved that for me because then I just looked like a dumbass. So things just got worse from there. After that, when the bell rang from Chode got called in, all that stuff happened. He went to go talk, and then it got worse. Um, I got people trying to jump me. I got people just completely not fucking with me. It just got worse. And it was like to the point that I would like eat my food in the restroom. Um, and it was really hard for me because it was like, fuck, like, I hated when it was gonna be lunch, and I hated when it was gonna be nutrition, because I was just thinking, where am I gonna go? Where am I gonna sit? Where am I gonna be? And then I remember that I was like literally so depressed in the restroom, just sitting there eating. And I remember that I would ditch the class before just so I could go and sit in the restroom before anyone else, or so they just won't see me, or I could just get my food early or whatever. And I would just like sit there, and then I remember hearing someone like, oh my god, can this bitch hurry the fuck up? Like, she's taking forever, she's been there forever. And I just started crying because I was just like, I wish, like, I wish that I can, like, I wish that I was in my, third, my second or my fifth period, and like, I wish that I was sitting in my fifth period, and I wish that I can go to a table where all my friends are, or I can eat with my friends, but I can't, like, I can't, like, I have no one, like, everyone hates me if I go outside. If I even like go outside of the stall and I like wash my hands, like, people are just gonna dog me. Like, people just don't fuck with me. Like, people look at me like I'm a slut. Like, all this stuff. And it was really hard for me, and I just like started breaking down because I was like, I wish, bitch, like, yes, like, I wish that I can go. Like, I wish I could get the fuck out, and I wish that you can take a shit or pee or do whatever you want. But bitch, I'm here. Like, this is all I have. And that's like when Emily and all of them came through, and I started to be their friends or whatever. But then there was this miscommunication, and like this, like it's like this miscommunication where one of them thought that I was like saying stuff, and it wasn't the way that I meant it. But they kind of thought like, okay, like, they wanted to fight or whatever. And um it just like, it got bad, it got awkward from there. Like, they apologized and I apologized, but it was awkward. It wasn't like I was comfortable enough to go back and just chill with them, because it was really awkward. Like, the whole situation was like, what the fuck. So basically, I just ended up not going. I mean, I ended up finding like this little back gate where you can leave from the back, from that school. so you don't have to, like, you know, you kind of sneak out or whatever. And it was open every morning, so every day for my freshman um, life, I found, well, I ended up going out with this kid, um, which he fucking saved my life because I would ditch with him, and I don't know, he just made me so happy. Like, I'm gonna talk about that story too because that story is kind of fun, and it was like my, like, I would just like later on talk about that, but I would just ditch with him and my cousin like all the time, and it was just like the best. Like every single morning, I would go straight from the front all the way to the back, and I would take a bus down because he lived down in Panorama, my where like when I had my boyfriend at that time. So I would bus it down to Panorama like every day, or I would like hide in this because there was like a laundry mat by there, so I would hide in the laundry mat till he came, and then I would leave with him, and it was just like that's how it was every day. So I ended up having only 10 credits, and I ended up failing ninth grade, and I only had 10 credits because I continued to go to Saturday school. Um, in that same school, I ended up getting 10 credits for going to Saturday school, but I never went to school like Monday through Friday, obviously. So yeah, it was really hard because I ended up not going. I mean, I ended up going to summer school every day. I mean, I ended up going to summer school every year. So like the summer school of 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, just so I can be able to, you know, graduate. I even had to go to like after school on junior and senior year just so I can be able to get all of my credits and graduate on time. Luckily, I did graduate, but I didn't go to school the whole ninth grade after that whole incident, and then I ended up moving back to the school that I originally got kicked out from. So yeah, and basically that's just my story of how why I didn't go to school the whole ninth grade and what kind of happened to me. But, I hope that you get something out of this video. If you do end up having sex in ninth grade, just do it with someone that you mean, like that means a lot to you, or that you've been dating for a while or stuff like that. It's very, I don't suggest you have sex in ninth grade, but I'm not gonna go ahead and tell y'all what to do. It's just, it's probably not the best time, and guys don't really give a fuck about you, and yeah, and don't ever allow anyone to hurt you. I don't really know what it was. I know for a fact that he did hit me. Like, I'm never gonna reject that. Like, I know that it is, but I don't know how I take it of playing around, or I don't know what the fuck. I don't know how to. I don't know, you know. But don't ever allow anyone to hurt you. It doesn't matter if they're playing around. It's your body. You shouldn't really allow anyone to, you know, bruise it up or punch you, or even playing around, even if it's like your homegirl. Like, don't, you know, like, don't be letting anyone fucking hurt you. Don't let anyone hit you. Don't let anyone sock you freely, like, whatever. Like, you're not a fucking punching bag. Like, that's not a game. Like, that's not cute. And just, I mean, I don't suggest to ditch. I kind of just ran away from all of my problems because it was really, really hard for me. um but people are just gonna be assholes in life. There's people that are not really gonna see your side, and there's people that are just gonna slut shame you if they hear one thing or another. I don't really know what advice to give you in that area because I don't even know what I would tell myself now in ninth grade. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully y'all get something out of this, and just remember that everyone kind of has like their own things that they deal with. um and yeah, just remember to be nice to everyone, and if you see that someone's getting kind of bullied, or like they're telling them stuff, just try to be a friend. You know, no one's perfect. Everyone goes through stuff, and sometimes people don't even want to hear your story out, and I don't know. But yeah, I hope that whoever is going into high school, because I'm out of high school, so, but anyone that is going into high school, I hope that y'all never have to go through anything I hope y'all don't ever have to go through bullies or like middle school, because it's hard, because like it's hard, and yeah, I don't really know like what to say. Like I kind of stuck at this, but yeah, thank y'all so much for hearing me out. I love y'all so much, and make sure to like this. I'm so scared to put this out. Well, hopefully you guys like this video. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up if you did. Comment if you want to, and subscribe if you want to. Thank y'all to everyone who's been subscribing. It means a lot to me. I get really happy when people subscribe or when I see new subscribers. So thank you so much. And yeah, I love y'all so much. Bye.
Shoot too hard, don't stand too close, you gon' fuck around and drown. Off this